This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm joined by Unified Heavyweight World Champion Anthony Joshua. First of all, just wanted you to tell us about how you start your day.
God. You know how it is, start your day. First thing you go to the toilet, next minute you check your phone. You know, the reality of life, innit? Brush your teeth, open your curtains, you know, the reality of life, bro. So yeah, that's it. Some people start different, but that's how most of my days go.
Well, if people check your website in a couple of weeks, then they'll probably relate to what we're talking about now.
Yeah, the website, check it out soon. AnthonyJoshua.com. It's live now, but we just hit up a lot of content that will be going on there shortly.
Okay, nothing for us to worry about then.
In what sense?
As in some sort of rival video company trying to rival IFL. It's just your own stuff.
Yeah, that's natural stuff. Listen, you lot are family. There's no rivalry here. Yeah. Unless there's something I don't know.
No.
Yeah, all good?
All good. Are you in camp?
Yeah, the way we're working.
Because I've watched your training session today. It looks like you're in camp, but you're not really in camp, are you?
As I said, I made some mistakes before my last fight. You know, it was the first time I had a long break, you know, after the Molina fight, and I thought the best thing for me to do would be stay away from the boxing gym and recover and just eat loads of food and so on. And I think that was one of the biggest mistakes because I came in very heavy and I spent a lot of time, you know, overtraining, trying to get the weight off. So what I'm doing now is, even while I'm not in the gym as much, because this is the first time where I think I'm in boxing where I'm only fighting 2 to 3 times a year. You know, a lot of the times I was fighting like every other week, every other month. So it's a learning curve that you have to stay consistent in between fights. So it's just maintenance training. But with boxing, there's no easy day, is there? So I'm definitely pushing myself. But it'll be good. So when I get back into camp, I can focus more on my technique rather than, oh, but I've got to lose X amount of kilograms to get fit. Then I can start training for a fight.
Because you've just sort of completed a tour, is that the right word to use?
Yeah,
tour?
Yeah, definitely.
So is that kind of your time off when you're doing that tour? I know you're probably just ticking over while you're still doing that, but is that regarded as time off while you're doing that? But that's still hectic in itself by the looks of it.
Yeah, it was. It is my time off, and it is a tour. But I think that the time off is really doing stuff I don't get to do in training camp. Because when I'm training, believe it or not, like, I swear I try and lock off everything. It's about sheer focus, and training camps take 3 months. So for half of the year, you know, maybe a little bit more, I lock myself away. So I only have half of the year to kind of do all my errands and all my commercial work and connecting with my supporters by doing tours and stuff. So yeah, you know, it's just my time to connect again, get back to reality before I go up to training camp again and lock myself away from the general day-to-day stuff.
I know you don't really want to talk about this, and so I'm not going to bang on about it. Well, I'm going to ask it anyway, because it's my job. But what we were still waiting for? Klitschko to make his mind up whether he wants to rematch you or not? Is that what we're still waiting for?
Correct.
Right, it's plain and simple as that.
Yeah, like, we're in the gym now. It's not just about Klitschko though, do you know what I mean? The boxing world don't just revolve around Klitschko. But what I want to do is hear his opinion, and if he wants to rematch, we'll take the fight, and if not, I'll move on. So he's got a certain amount of time. I'm not going to state that because you know how the game goes, boxing.
It'll come to that date and everyone will be like,
Yeah, so I'll just say that he has a certain amount of time, and I'll find out then. And, you know, what we're doing, we're working behind the scenes and planning for A and B. But for sure, I'll definitely be fighting, hopefully, November latest. Yeah. So
have you thought about in your head what his reasons for either to take it or not take it could be? Why it's been a little bit of a delay?
Yeah, of course, you think about it. And there's many reasons why he would want to take it and many reasons why he might not want to take it. But all in all, the man's had a phenomenal career and he's achieved great things. So no matter what decision he makes, even if he didn't want to fight, it will add to his legacy the fact that he had a great fight a few months ago. And if he does fight, it'll be like, you know, can he do it? This is another chance he has. You know, is it going to be third time lucky? He lost to TYSON, he lost to AJ. Is it third time lucky to get, you know? So there's an A and a B to each scenario, whichever one he chooses.
But as regards to you know it's either going to be Klitschko or Pulev, one of the two.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, strip the names, it's just going to be a fight. The best man wins. So that's why I'm in the gym training. I don't know who, so it's not as if I'm training for Klitschko or Pulev. I'm training to fight.
Is that date you've got in your mind, the cut-off date, is it soon? Or, not, I'm not asking you to give me an exact date.
What, for training camp?
No, I'm on about for Klitschko to either yes or no.
It's got to be soon, do you know what I mean? It's got to be soon. So yeah, sooner than later, for sure. And you know, make sure you go to the website, because that's where we're going to announce it from. That's where the official news, no rumours.
You're not going to announce it on here? Not now, but you're not going to announce it on here.
You can be sitting there from our live stream off the website with your camera. So I get it
straight after.
So you can be there with your camera.
All right.
So they'll see IFL, there'll be a relation, but it will be the official source will be from the website.
Eddie Hearn said a few weeks ago, and we spoke about it as well, that one of the front runners is Nigeria to hold this. It seems a bit far-fetched.
Oh, what's that?
It seems a bit far-fetched.
Why?
Well, it just does.
Why?
I don't know. It's just something
more far-fetched than Vegas. Different time zone. Lagos is an hour ahead of us, I'm sure, or behind us. Only an hour, 6 hours on a plane. Vegas is, I don't know how many hours ahead or behind it is.
When you put it like that, okay.
And it's, how long does it take to get to Vegas?
10.5 hours.
10.5 hours. Roughly. So when you say far-fetched, it's because maybe you don't know Lagos the same way you know Vegas. So I would say, in my humble opinion, you shouldn't write anything off, because as long as the fight's good, it doesn't matter where it is, bro. It doesn't matter where it is. As long as the fight is good, you know, fighting brings people together regardless. So it's just about the fight. And as I said, like, if you want to talk in terms of time zones, travel, time and costs and stuff, it doesn't make much difference to going to Vegas. It's actually a better option. But I can see what you're saying is because Vegas is the mecca of boxing, Mayweather.
Yeah, that's where I was coming from.
I'm going to defend Nigeria.
No, that's fair enough. I'd love it to be in Nigeria. I've never been in Nigeria.
Is that what it is? 6 hours ago. Sounds like a proper cockney, innit? Oh, fucking no. Never been to Nigeria, have I? Fucking.
Yeah, I'll go and have a look again. Have a little look.
I'll have a bit of that fucking pounded jam. A goosey soup.
I didn't mean it to come across like that. It's just, I've never been to Nigeria.
I bet you didn't. I bet you got a mate that's Nigerian, didn't you?
Yeah, down the road's Nigerian. Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, the fucking parking warden that gave me a ticket last week. All right, but yeah, listen, that's a reason to go to Nigeria. Everyone's got a Nigerian mate. You know what I mean? Olafunke or Ayo from college.
Do you think he cares where it is, Vladimir?
Yeah, of course he'll care, but I think he cares more so what is he gaining about fighting in Nigeria? What's he gaining about fighting in Vegas? So yeah, he definitely does care because he has to weigh up pros and cons. You get me?
All right. Well, listen. We'll await news on that matter.
I know you it's nice talking about it, but it's so many different options. Is he? Is he not? Where is it going to be? Just let us know now so we can start planning. Where's the news going to be announced from? XX and X reasons to find out the information. But the main thing is, God willing, he does, and God willing, we both stay injury-free, and God willing, we put on another performance like we did a few months ago for the supporters who want to see, you know, two athletes come together and lay it all on the line.
We'll swerve away from you and come back to you.
Yeah, of course.
So I want to ask you about August 26th, Las Vegas. It was announced a little while ago between your new friend, Floyd Mayweather.
TBE.
Against Conor McGregor. First of all, is this good for boxing, in your opinion?
As long as people are talking about combat sport, everyone's winning. So yeah, listen, it's all about audience, isn't it? That's how our sport survives, is through audience. We don't have leagues, we don't have federations, we don't have like a UEFA. We have like the supporters make the sport. So if people are talking about combat sport, let's get it on. You know, it's good for the sport, man. I bet you there'll be some real good, cool people there. There'll be loads of people around the world watching, and loads of people in attendance. So for sure, I think it's a good thing for the whole of combat sports. What about from a competitive standpoint, the fact that Conor McGregor has never... As a champion, the worst thing you can do is underestimate your opponent. So yeah, Mayweather's likely going to win. You know, if you're a betting man, you don't bet against the house. But sometimes the number that you didn't expect drops. You know what I mean? You can cover the whole board and it drops on that one number that you didn't cover, and it's so annoying. So, you know, you never know in sport. That's why people watch it, is because it's the unpredictable. Look at the fight we had. Anthony Joshua drops Klitschko. Klitschko drops Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua going to lose his tie. They said if he goes to the later rounds, he's never going to win. Oh, Anthony Joshua comes back. He's got him down and he's got him down. And it's unpredictable, and that's what people tune in for. So people tune in for different reasons. They want to see Mayweather win. They want to see Mayweather lose. They want to see McGregor win. And believe me, people want to see McGregor lose. So there's different reasons, and it's just all interesting for us all. And I guarantee there'll be millions of people around the world tuning in, and for sure, I'll be one of them.
Do you give Conor McGregor any sort of chance?
Yeah. As I said, the worst thing to do as a champion is to underestimate someone. Everyone poses a threat. And do I give him any chance? Well, from what I've seen, Mayweather's training, and I'm sure he does as well, you have to prepare. You know, you have to prepare. So, yeah, I give him a chance.
Why are so many boxing people, including boxers and people within boxing, seem to be quite against this? Why would you think
because
they'd be against
there's
this?
many other fighters out there who have struggled and trained and worked hard, tirelessly in the gym, waiting for a shot. Do you know what I mean? Let's say they call it the championship fight, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow fight, and it's not going back into the boxing community. It goes elsewhere. So I think maybe that's why a lot of boxers have an opinion on this fight.
But you're right. Agree with it or not, people are going to tune in anyway. So
yeah, it's good, man, and it opens up people's eyes. As I said, boxing is controlled by the audience. I think the fights the audience want to see are the fights that happen, i.e., Mayweather and McGregor. They spoke about it long enough, and it ended up happening.
Would you ever consider anything like this?
Right now, it's all boxing for me. But I think with Mayweather, it was at the end of his career. You know, what next? Like, he's beaten a lot of people, and McGregor, I'm sure he's dominated UFC for a long time, and I think Dana White had just sold the company, which gave it a bit more flexibility. So it was a nice time to open up the gates to UFC. So yeah, it made sense. But for me, I'm just focusing on boxing right now. You know what I mean? 3.5 years in the game. You know, 16th fight, won the title. I think it was my 18th or 19th fight. We unified it. So it's early days. We still got a long way to go.
When you go home and watch your fights, whenever that is, do you sit there and commentate on your own fights?
I don't watch it.
Do you not watch your own fights?
I'm lying.
Do you commentate on them? I could just see.
Do you know what? Do you know what's interesting? I know exactly what I was thinking at that time. And I know the exact reaction of what that person was going through that time. I could see when he was hurt. I can see when he saw that his energy, that lift that he had in his eyes, because he knew this was time when he's going to beat me or whatnot. I watch it from a different standpoint. Like, if you watch the 9th or 10th round of the fight, you know, the camera's facing me as it is now, and the camera was on Klitschko's back, and so I get my breath back, and I said, Klitschko, if you let me get through this round, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. And he said, like, you know, you're not going to do anything, Joshua. And I said, I'm serious. I'm going to knock you the fuck out. He started swinging shots. I was like, no. The bell goes, and I think the next round I knocked him out. And it's just like, I know what I said in that stage. So when I'm watching, I'm like, hey, watch this. This is what I said in that round, and this is what I felt in that round. And you know exactly what's going on round to round. So it's a bit different, and it's nice to share it with people. That's why I do like the tours and the victory tours. People get to ask these questions. What did you say then? And what happened after? And how did you feel here? You know what I mean? Questions that people want to ask and find out. And I just give them the spiel.
What was the most asked question on your tour?
When are you going to fight Tyson Fury?
What?
Well,
now you mentioned it.
It's like Anthony Joshua, we have an interesting... When are you going to fight Tyson Fury? Anthony Joshua, we would really like to invite you down to our charitable... When are you going to fight Tyson? Do you know what I mean? There's always that one guy that's had too many.
Do you know what? In regards to this, straight after your fight, we said this before, you mentioned it straight away.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, I'm not really like that Instagram guy. Like, social media isn't my heartbeat. Like, everything I feel and want to speak about, I don't put on Instagram. So, you know, I talk about the fight at a relevant time. So it was just like after the fight, people were saying, what a fight, what's next? Who else is going to come and fill up Wembley? Who else are we going to watch? And it seemed to me, as I said, the audience controls boxing, and all I keep on hearing is, when you're going to fight Tyson Fury? So I just said, Tyson, when you're back, you know, we support your comeback trail. We want to see you get back on the roads, and if it's what you want to do, we'll definitely get the fight popping sooner than later. So yeah, that was it really. That's why I mentioned it after the fight. Because it's not right of me to then go on Instagram later. And
did that annoy you at all?
What?
The Instagram post from Fury recently, because he said that you called him or said he was boring. I haven't seen what he was referring to.
No, I haven't seen the Instagram post, to be honest. But what it is, I mean that, as I said, I'm taking advice from my coach. He said, Josh, it is about winning, but more importantly, it's how you win. It's how you win. You have to be exciting. You have to be exciting. You have to be explosive. You know, look at some of the best fighters in the world, the Cubans, phenomenal technicians. But unfortunately, you know, the guy down the pub who's had 6 beers, isn't going to sit there and say, oh, did you see that slip and that counter punch? That was phenomenal. He went off at a 90-degree angle and evaded that right hand. He's saying, did you see that right hand connect against his jaw and he split his eye open? Bruh, people want to see war. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think, like, that's what we're given. So Coach always told me, you know what, champ? It's about winning, but it's how you win that will keep people coming back. And that's why I give value for money. That's why I go out on my shield.
So are you putting this in reference to your performance against Klitschko, to Tyson's performance against Klitschko?
No, I'm just putting in reference to what you asked, you know, about what he said, about, oh, are you calling him boring and it was heard that he was boring? No, I'm just saying what I said is not about his performance, but what I'm saying is that my coach has told me, you know what, son? It's not just about winning, it's how you win. So when you fight, make sure you fight good. Everyone's touched the canvas. Do you know what I mean? Most people at heavyweight will. And most people at heavyweight have lost because it's a really tough weight to fight at. You know, so we can all talk about fights that they've had. So I'm not just putting in reference to Tyson Fury's fight against Klitschko, because we can revert back to other fights where he's had it tough. But just in general, some of the fights that he had previously where he struggled a bit and came through and showed character and sang after, added stock. Like, who is this Fury guy that sings after? Who is that Fury guy that got dropped? Who's that Fury guy that uppercutted himself in the ring and managed to still win the fight? Do you know what I mean? It's like people find it interesting. So he didn't just win, he uppercutted himself while doing it. So people want to ask, who is this guy? So that's just like me. I value like he does. Come on, man. We're all in this to win. Like, so he's trying to do something, I'm trying to do something. But at the end of the day, we've all got the same objective.
So you wouldn't say you disliked Fury?
I dislike or disliked?
Either.
I don't know Fury. I just know Fury for boxing. I don't like some of the things he says, but who am I to comment? It's just my opinion. And I'm sure there's people that love what he says and people that don't like what he says. But from my standpoint, I think some, not all, some of the things he says don't sit well with me. And that's just my opinion. When
will you be slightly more optimistic that this can be done next year for Wembley or wherever?
As soon as Tyson gets his license back, I don't know if he's had issues with recreational drugs or steroids, performance enhancing drugs. I'm not too sure. This is just rumours, right? So I'm only stating what I've heard. So these are the issues that he's facing at the minute with the boxing board of control and anti-doping control. And once he gets over these hurdles, we'll support his comeback. You know, everyone likes the bad guy, or some people see him as a good guy. Everyone likes a good fighter, and you know, I think, God willing, I'm still around, I stay consistent. As I said, we're not hard to work with, so it will be a really entertaining fight. Not just the fight, I think the whole build-up will be good.
You believe that either him or Deontay Wilder, one of them fights will definitely happen next year?
It's not a matter of like, oh, is it going to happen? If it happens, it's just a matter of when. So I'm not going to start, as I said, like the Klitschko day. I'm not going to say, yeah, in 2 weeks he's got to make his announcement of when to fight.
Is that on there?
I'm not going to say Wilder has to fight in March next year, do you know what I mean? Because when March comes and blah. But yeah, these fights will happen for sure, man. And you know, I'm sure Wilder ain't going to sit there and wait for me to train for Klitschko and Pulev. Dylan wants to fight.
Yeah, what do you think about Eddie Hearn trying to make? Obviously, he's offered, I think, $3 million plus US TV for Dylan's fight.
That's a lot of peas, bruv. It's a lot of money. You know, we were fighting on small hall shows for 5 or 10 grand. Do you know what I mean? Like,
can Dylan beat Deontay in your opinion?
Of course. That's what makes it interesting. That's what makes it dangerous. Of course. I don't think many people want to fight Dylan. Dylan's a handful.
But it's a fight that you want to still have again for yourself?
It's not for myself. It's just entertaining. I just like fights like that. They're entertaining. You know what I mean? It's good to go in and jab someone's head off, but I can't sit down with my kids in the future and be like, yeah, this is a jab and there's another jab. And as I said, like, people need excitement, and Dylan brings that to the ring. You know, Klitschko brought that to the ring. They're the fights that people remember. They don't remember me fighting Hector Avila in Scotland.
I do.
You probably remember the ring walk entrance. The ring walk, 500 miles in Scotland, was more exciting than the fight. So the fights have to live up to expectation. That's why I like the fights with Dylan, because he brings something as well to the table.
Your thoughts on Hughie Fury fighting Joseph Parker, 23rd of September?
I thought they had fought.
No.
Who was he?
Hughie Fury and Joseph Parker.
Who was he supposed to fight last time?
He was meant to fight Joseph Parker.
And who was he meant to fight before that?
What, Hughie Fury?
Yeah. Dylan White?
There was talk about that, but he's mandatory for Joseph Parker.
And then who was he supposed to fight before that? The Dylan White fight. How come he hasn't fought in ages?
He's fighting next week, actually.
Next week?
He's fighting on a Copper Box show, and then he'll fight 23rd of September.
Oh, so yeah, but we shouldn't really talk about the Joseph Parker fight until he's fought next week. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So,
well, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, no, look. Yeah, I can't really say, but if it does happen in the future, it's a great fight, man. You know, Tyson's brought the Fury name to the boxing limelight, and Hughie is a Fury, so I think it's good for their camp for sure. But as I said, you know, and he'll respect that. Let's not talk about the fight with Joseph Parker until he gets past the test next week at the Copper Box.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You know where I'm coming from. Yeah, so it'll be a good fight when it happens.
Let me ask you about this video that's gone online.
Did she put it out?
Do you know what video I'm talking about? Because it's cool, it has a lot of attention. With a guy inside your car.
Oh.
Can you make any comment on that? Because so many people were talking about it.
Yeah, man.
I'm not saying it needs clarifying.
What do we say? Eid Mubarak to all my friends who just completed Ramadan. Massive congrats. But for me, I've never taken my Shahada. I'm not a Muslim, but I respect Muslims and I appreciate Muslims. So the day I came back from, where was I? I was in Scotland. So we travelled back from Scotland, and you know, Grenfell Towers had happened like a day or so before when we was away, and it was a real tragedy. You know, could have been prevented, but it happened, and people can only like benefit other people that may live in those circumstances moving forward. So, you know, what happened is such a shame, but I think like the people looking down on us will only want us to do positive things for the future people who are in those situations, and there's a lot of support, which is good. And I went down to Grenfell Towers late Sunday when I got back. You know, went down. It wasn't about like, I didn't want to go down there and start taking pictures with people who may follow boxing and just to show my face and leave. You know, we spoke with people from the community. I found out where a lot of the aid was being given out, and it was being given down. It was being given out at a mosque around the corner. Like, Christians were going to the mosque. Non-religious people were going to the mosque because it was just about support for the community. This time wasn't about the mosque is meant for Muslims. This was about the community. So, you know, we went down there to kind of just to say, like, look, what you're doing is amazing. I've come down to show my respects. I want to get a bit more insight of how we can support the cause. And the brothers made, I think they call it dua, which is prayer for us and the victims. And it was nice. And at the end, I got in the car, and as I was about to leave, he said what he said, and I didn't comment. I didn't agree or disagree. I just kept quiet. Sometimes silence is the best answer. Do you know what I mean? So I just kept quiet, and until it comes from my mouth, I think, as I said, like, official news from my website, official news from my mouth. You can't always believe what you hear. But as I said, to people that have taken their shahada and have converted or born Muslim, it's right for them. But for me, I'm currently not a Muslim.
Just one more comment on that. Obviously, the thing that people picked up on was the fact that he said in the video that you're close to becoming a Muslim. That was the thing that actually people picked up on.
Okay.
I'm right in saying that? That's what he said?
Okay. Yeah. So it didn't come from my mouth. I didn't say like, yeah, I'm close. Look, as I said, like my family are from Nigeria, where it's half Christian, half Muslim. I've got Muslim uncles that just completed Ramadan, and all the family went to their house to celebrate and eat food, but respect of the religion. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm close to becoming a Muslim, but as I said, I respect all Muslims. But for me, what I'm close to is a Klitschko fight. That's where my heart lies at the minute, is with the fight game.
Okay.
That's it. All I'm interested in right now is like my family, the fight game, and what I can give back. And it's stuff like, I just want to support people when I can. That's all it is, man. So yeah, that's how I feel within my heart. I'm just about the fight game right now.
Last question.
Yeah.
How are you coping with being a dad and
you know what's
mixing
funny,
that with
right?
your career?
Some people, like, I know some friends that were like, they're about to have a kid, and I was like, yeah, no problem. Well, I got this. And then they have their kid, and it's like, I don't know what to do. I can't sleep. I was complete opposite. When I was scared, I was like, my whole life's gonna change. I can't fight no more. I'm gonna be up at 4 a.m. when I should be sleeping and all that. But you know what, bro? I swear it's like a blessing, and I'm blessed to have a healthy boy. You know what I mean? Who loves his dad, loves his family. My family care for him, and he's a brilliant addition to the family empire. So yeah, man. Joseph Joshua. Joseph Bailey Temilulua Prince Joshua. That's his name.
For short?
Joseph.
Okay, that's cool.
Or JJ.
All right, well, listen, Anthony Joshua, thank you very much for your time today.
No problem, fella.
Appreciate it.
Anytime.
And yeah.
When
you get to doing that contract for the Klitschko, you need to phone me.
Oh, mate, as I said, just check it out. www.anthonyjoshua.com. That's a TH, anthonyjoshua.com.
Anthony. All right, Anthony.
anthonyjoshua.com, and official news will be launched from there.
Right.
Anything else, Cougs?
No, we're good, because I know you've been here all day.
Yeah, we've been here since, 1:30, 7 o'clock now. And that's what I said, like you said about what's it like. I think we was asked earlier, what's it like taking pictures? I said, if I'm in places and stuff, I'm always open to it. But sometimes I just spend my whole day in the gym. And yeah, that's how it goes. But, the fight on the weekend, I'm going to be there. It'll be good, a public place. We'll take some snaps, chill out, try and watch a bit of boxing. And we'll be on our way home,
Cool.
You going to be there, Kugan?
Yeah, I'm there.
Who are you looking out for? Who are you looking to watch?
Waxy, Conor Ben's return, Coley, all these guys. The future.
The next gen.
Eddie said that for your rematch, if that's to be, I should come in disguise. So I might be like...
What's this issue with you and Klitschko?
Right. Hold on 1 second. Right, I'm going to pick that back up. What? No, don't turn it on me. No, don't turn it on me.
Why?
No, my hair ain't done.
You're here with Anthony Joshua in association with AJ Boxing, AnthonyJoshua.com, and here we have IFL TV, one and only, KUGAN CASSIUS. Good to see you, mate. KUGAN.
Who are you, Anthony?
KUGAN. Yeah, a question that I've been hearing and a question I've wanted to ask is, what is the actual issue with you and the Klitschko camp? Is it with Klitschko, Vladimir, or is it with Vitaly? Is it with Bonte? What's the actual situation, and how did it begin?
Solely with Bonte.
And can you explain who Bonte is to the
Bert Bonte is the manager of Vladimir Klitschko.
Okay.
So, do you actually not know the story?
Nah.
Are you actually serious?
And a few of our listeners may not know. So.
No, they all don't know the story now. Yeah. So, basically, I went to the RTL building a year and a half ago.
And what is the RTL building?
It's
like the Sky
equivalent in Cologne.
Yeah.
You went there?
Yeah,
yourself?
I went there, yeah.
I went there when Fury was meant to rematch Klitschko. They did a press conference in Manchester where Fury got his belly out. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Did the return one in Germany. I went there. got on the plane. I was the only one that went there as well. Went there, interviewed Tyson, Mick, Peter, come home, left. Yeah. Burnt Bonte said that there was an issue from that day that I was too Team Fury, or whatever, so he said to Eddie, or he's too involved with the Fury camp, his words, and then developed a problem. When they did another press conference in London, Burnt Bonte said that I wasn't allowed to interview Vladimir.
Okay.
So me and him had an argument, a heated argument at this press conference. All I was asking was,
would you care to inform us what words or verbals were exchanged?
I can't repeat these because we have some young viewers.
Okay, correct. So there was a heated exchange.
There was a heated exchange. And then when your fight with Vladimir got announced, I just said I'm going to stay away from the whole Klitschko camp for the whole thing. So the first press conference, all the week for the build-up, I thought I'd stay away. Didn't want to cause any problems. On the Friday, I'm not allowed as ringside press at your fight because he doesn't want me there, blah, 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 blah. I threw my toys out the pram, as I do. Had a little strop on the Friday because I was aggravated. Oh, mate. Tweeted a few things to him.
Was you drinking?
No.
That's a real emotional wreck at the time.
Yeah, properly, Someone should have taken my phone off me, but I live alone. Right? Took my phone, tweeted these things. Burnt Bonte's at dinner with Eddie Hearn. Burnt Bonte sees these tweets, telling, basically, I'm going to try and
Have
word
you deleted them?
No, I've left them on there.
Good man.
I've left them on there. I basically called him a dwarf and told him to perform something on me, to go and do something.
Was you watching a bit of Mike Tyson before?
no, I didn't tell him to eat my children or anything. No. So that was it. So I kind of done that. Yeah. And then your fight happened, and I watched your fight, man. Adam Booth. Shout out to Adam Booth. Yeah. Watched it around his house. Shout out to Adam Booth. And regardless of whether we were there or not, I was pleased that you won.
Respect, brother. Appreciate it.
And that was it. So I've learnt from there.
So it's interesting because what I'm gathering from this interview, there was a beginning. There's been the middle, and how would you like to see the foreseeable future with the relationship that you have with the Klitschko camp? Because right now there is no end to this madness.
No, there ain't. I don't know. Listen, whatever happens, happens.
So anytime Klitschko fights, it seems that there might be an issue with KUGAN CASSIUS.
Correct.
Interesting. So that you don't want no means to an end.
No, if your fight, I believe that his next fight will be his last fight for definite. Okay. When that sounded wrong, but I believe that will be his last fight. Yeah. So it is what it is. But I'm gonna whatever it is.
So you're just basically saying in hindsight that you don't need him in a few years.
No, it's not. I don't need him. I don't need him. I've interviewed Klitschko loads of times, and I don't mind Klitschko.
But I get what you're saying is that look, you support it, and if they don't want you there, you respect it.
If they don't,
if you can get an interview, you would love one.
Yeah, if Eddie can't sort it out, Eddie's meant to regards himself as a top man in British boxing.
Why did you really shout into the camera?
No, I'm just saying Eddie regards himself as that. So, but if anyone can sort it out, it would be Eddie Hearn. Yeah. But if he can't, then I'm gonna be, I might even go on holiday. I might even, if the fight's not in Nigeria, I might go on holiday to Nigeria.
Go on holiday to Nigeria. No, we'll be able to get
whatever it is. There's more important things going on in the world. So
what then? What?
Well, than me not coming to your fight. Okay. Even though I've been at every single one of your fights apart from that one.
Wow.
Every single one. Yeah. All right.
Mad, innit? Mad. Thank God for pay-per-view that at least you could tune in.
And I buy the fucking pay-per-view.
At least you can tune in.
What?
At least you can buy it and tune in.
But you're gonna have to do something about this.
We got you. We got you.
Even if I got to be one of your, I'll be like with G14 over there.
Right now you're on G3. We need to elevate you.
I'll be G3.
I see you in the gym trying to get to G3 and a quarter. G3 we need to start stepping things up.
Okay, I'm way behind him. Yeah, I'll take that one. All right, Josh, thank you very much. Talking to Rifle TV and catch up with you soon, mate.
Boom.